and welcome. I hope that you are doing well. Thank you so much for joining me here today, and I hope that you have had an amazing month of reading. My month has been unusual and wonderful. And we're here to talk about my final week of Summerween. And this is the week that I focused on Edgar Allan Poe retellings. And I have read two and have a few others to talk about with you. So let's get started with Masque of the Red Death by Bethany Griffin. This story is loosely based on Masque of the Red Death by Edgar Allan Poe. Araby lives in a world devastated by plague, a world where everyone wears a ceramic mask to protect themselves from illness. She and her friend April attend decadent parties to distract themselves from what's going on around them. Araby does anything she can to try to forget the past, where her twin brother Finn died. Araby holds herself responsible for his death. April and Araby often go to the debauchery club to party, and there they have to be tested to ensure that they are not a victim of the plague. Will works at the club, and Araby is attracted to him. One night, Araby overindulges and is helped by Will, who, not knowing where she lives, takes her home with him. The next day she awakens and she meets Will's adorable younger siblings. Upon returning home, Araby learns that April is missing. She never returned home the night before, and her mother is frantic. Elliot, April's brother, arrives on the scene. He is certain that their uncle, the evil Prince Prospero, has taken April, as Prospero has been telling others that he is concerned about April's behavior lately. Araby is determined to discover what happened to April and hopefully help bring her back. Elliot wants to overthrow Prince Prospero, who is responsible for killing his and April's father. Elliot needs something that Araby's father has, and he wants Araby to help him get it. Not sure who to trust or what to do, Araby feels she must take action. She decides to help Elliot, even though it means betraying her father. But will it lead to her finding April? This is the first book of a duology. It ends with Araby making a choice about her future and who that will include. The beauty of this book lies in the world that the author created, a world of porcelain masks, scientists, disease-carrying bats, and zeppelins. It's a world where the rich have everything and the poor can't even afford a mask to protect themselves. Our next book is His Hideous Heart, 13 of Edgar Allan Poe's most unsettling tales reimagined. This book includes 13 retellings of Edgar Allan Poe classics from about page 1 till page 261. And the original stories at the back of the book from page 265 until page 470. And I really wanted to read the retelling and the original together. When I started by reading the retelling followed by the original, and then I switched to reading the original story and reading the retelling after the original story. And I found that I appreciated the stories more when I read them one after the other. I went into this with an open mind because it's difficult to write retellings of stories as beloved as those written by Edgar Allan Poe, some of which have gained cultural status. I enjoyed the book, and like others who have read it, I have a few favorites, including Happy Days, Sweetheart, The Raven Remix, and Changeling. Probably the best of all the stories. So what are other adaptations of Edgar Allan Poe's stories that you can read? We'll start with YA stories. And I made this lovely graphic of some of the retellings that you can find of Edgar Allan Poe's stories. Maybe I'll hold this down here. Here we go. The first I'm going to talk about is the Nevermore series by Kelly Creagh, including Nevermore, Enshadowed, and Oblivion. I haven't read this series, but color me intrigued. Isabel and Baron are paired together for an English project. Isabel's not happy about it. Baron has made it clear that he really wants nothing to do with her. He's aloof and he's sarcastic. But what she discovers in his journal has her intrigued. The stories of Edgar Allan Poe come to life in the journal. So the next retelling, and again this one is YA, of Edgar Allan Poe stories is a mystery this time. And it is the Initial Insult series by Mindy McGinnis, including The Initial Insult and The Last Laugh. I have our copies here. And this is a dark mystery about the unraveling of friendship and the drastic steps one of the friends takes. In the horror genre, we have another book by Bethany Griffin, The Fall. And this book is based on the fall of the House of Usher, and it's told from Madeline Usher's perspective. Madeline knows that Ushers die young, that they're cursed, that they can never leave their house. But Madeline is determined to escape, to save herself and to save her brother. To do this, she must destroy the house. The story of Madeline's life is told in short bursts of memory. And next we'll talk about a historical fiction book, once again YA, and that one is The Raven's Tale by Kat Winters. And 17-year-old Edgar Allan Poe has plans for his life. He wants to marry his beloved Elmira. He's excited about going to university. He's ready to depart when a muse named Lenore appears to him, tempting him down a path of ruin and disgrace. So, out of the YA area and into adult, we have another historical novel, and we have a fantasy series. So the historical novel is The Poe Shadow by Matthew Pearl, and it's a fictional account of the last days of Edgar Allan Poe's life. And the fantasy series, which I read earlier this year, at least I read 2 of them because the 3rd one isn't out yet. It is the Sworn Soldier series, and it includes What Moves the Dead, What Feasts the Night, and coming out in September, What Stalks the Deep. And this series is by T. Kingfisher. Sworn Soldier, Alex, is called to the Usher mansion by her friend Madeline Usher. What she finds upon arrival is a house decaying under the force of mushrooms and fungus, haunted wildlife on the grounds, a stagnant pond, and a very sick Madeline. The sequel, What Feasts at Night, finds Alex and her friends in a remote hunting lodge facing new horrors and plagued by folklore and danger. And there we are. I hope that you enjoyed this look at Edgar Allan Poe retellings, and I hope that you enjoyed our month-long Summerween. I'll be back very soon with my August reads. Thank you so much for joining me today, and until next time, I hope that you enjoy all that you do and all that you read. And thank you.